Hi,
Hello.
what's up?
Cool.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. And you?
Great.
How are you doing?
Actually, I'm okay. I'm just chill. So, I would like you to introduce yourselves for those who don't know you.
Well, I'm Believe Mausinu Anyachi and a photographer by profession.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. That's why I'm here.
Okay, so tell me, Believe, how did your journey start in photography? You can start from the beginning and how you developed the interest, and yeah.
Okay, I'll say, whenever I say this, it sounds funny, but joblessness was what got me here. After my national service, I struggled a lot to get a stable job. And so I was trying a lot of things. I tried mobile money registration. At that time, when it just came, I was doing mobile registration, moving from house to house. I had worked with a customer service company. Basically, I was into transcription, listening to voicemails and then typing them out. That lasted for a year. And then from there, that job, the company just shut down. One day we went to work and they just said they are making losses, so they don't want to continue, and that was it. So from there, I didn't know what to do. So I think it was from that place that I got myself this Momo registration. So I was doing the house-to-house registration and all that. That also lasted for a while. I don't remember how many. The person I was working with had to move back to the UK. So I found myself jobless again. So I decided to look out for an online job because I had an experience in transcription. I mean, I heard that I could get something like that on my own, that I would be doing from home. So fortunately, I got one and I was doing it. At that time, I didn't have a laptop, so I would use somebody's cafe. Wow. I remember I went to talk to the cafe attendant and then begged him to use his cafe. And my employers were in the US, so the time difference, I have to be at the cafe from about 11 p.m. till the next day 5 a.m. Then it's a whole lot of stories. I just won't cut it short. So through a conversation with a friend who still lives in the US right now, he was thinking about starting a photography company and a graphic designing company. I had the desire to start something like that. So when he spoke to me about it, I was also interested. So he sent some money down for me to set up and all that. So I did everything. So I had no experience at all in starting a business. That was when I had to try to learn everything. I was like a jack of all trades. Learn a bit of photography, learn a bit of video editing. That's when I started learning how to edit videos. And then learn a bit of everything, screen printing, that like how to make t-shirts and all that. And through that process, I met a lot of people and PK. So I met you, PK Hazel, during one of the shoots I was doing for Overflow Inc. at the time. And you were very enthused about a lady doing something like what I was doing, and he took me in. So he took me in and helped polish my craft, if I should say that. So that's how I discovered photography. That's how I discovered the passion. In fact, growing up, I didn't dream of doing this job. What I remember I loved or I imagined I would be back then was a policewoman. I loved everything about policemen. So that was what I thought I would be maybe one day, but here I am.
Would you want to You think it's too late to be a policewoman?
No. I think in my own vein, I am a policewoman already.
Trust me, I believe it's hard. Believe it's hard. We'll get to that, but we are still.
That way? Yeah, I don't like it when people say I'm hard. I'm a woman.
Oh, you're tough. You're tough. Yeah, I think she's a strong woman.
I'm tired of being strong anyway. I like to be soft as well. I can be very soft too.
Yeah.
I'm not always strong.
Oh. All right. So, Billy, what has been your happiest moments ever since you started photography? What's made you happy? I mean,
what makes me happy about photography?
No, like what has been your happiest moments since you started photography?
I think my happiest moments are when I imagine a shot and I get it right. It's my happiest moment. And also when my clients are happy about my job. It's also my happiest moment.
Okay. Nice. So tell me, what's it like? What has it been like working with me for the past 7 or so years? How has it been?
Do you really want to know?
Guys, I've never asked her this question. No. This is the first time I've asked her, like, how it's been like, on camera.
It's been exciting, I would say, because you are one funny person.
Oh.
But you can also be annoying. Yeah, but from the beginning, I still enjoy working with you. I always like working with you because it's always fun. So it's been fun all through. I know that the initial stages, I was quite stubborn. Yeah. You were trying to get me to do a whole lot of stuff and my mind couldn't, grab it at the time. So I was resisting. But now it's clear, everything is clear to me now.
I think you should share that story. Share the story, and I think they need to hear that story. You remember the story I'm talking about?
I remember. There was one gig we were shooting and Bahofi asked me to take pictures and do videos at the same time. So I just got angry. I'm like, if you want, let me do one thing. If you want me to do pictures, let me do pictures. If you want me to do video, let me concentrate on it. So I was resisting him, but he wouldn't budge. Ba is one person that if he wants to achieve this, no matter what you say, he's going to get you to do it. Well, so I did it gradually. I wasn't happy, but I did it all the same. And I think that all those things really shaped me. Now I can shoot videos and take pictures at the same time. So it's all clear to me. I've always been telling him that back then I didn't understand, but it has
really makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense now. So working with you has been it has been fun. It's been a blessing. We've had our moments.
Yeah, but, it's normal. It's a normal.
But the good moments, I would say, outweigh the bad ones. So I would always want to, work with you anytime, even if I get married and I move away.
Yes. Nice. And let's move to your challenges. Being a woman in a male-dominated space has its own challenges because a lot of photographers and even clients are used to seeing men in the field. So being a woman means you are being in a minority. So how are you able to overcome that initial resistance from clients and from also other photographers, male photographers?
Yeah, it hasn't been easy as a woman because there are times I'll go for a gig and I'll be the only female there. And I've met very nice male photographers. Like they see you being a woman, taking pictures, and they assume that perhaps you don't know much about what you're doing, and they try to assist. And I think that's quite good. But sometimes I also feel like, this guy, he thinks because I'm a woman, I don't know what I'm doing. So I tried to show that, yeah, I know what I'm doing. But then I appreciate the fact that I meet this kind of guys who are also willing to assist you, just for the fact that you are a lady, and like the Bible says, we are the weaker vessel. So maybe from that angle, they try to assist you and, I mean, help you with whatever. But I've also met guys who were mean.
The story, yes. Let me cut you. Let's share that story too. I know you know the story I'm talking about. Guys, I like stories. You know, stories what makes it interesting.
I mean, and when I meet the mean guys, I fight them. I have to be frank. If you are fighting me, I'll fight you back. So that guy, he was really mean. With the video guys, there's this moment when you are shooting, everybody wants to get that shot. So we are all struggling to get that shot. And these video guys will be crisscrossing your shot, and I also find myself crisscrossing their shots as well. So the guy got angry with me, and he wasn't nice to me. He was like, well, I don't remember what exactly he said now, but he was fighting me, and I told him that if you have a problem with me, talk to my boss. He's the only one I take instructions from. So if you have an issue, talk to my boss. So whilst we were exchanging words, Pakofi came into the issue, and he's a peacemaker. So
sometimes violence in high school.
Yeah, there's another one too that happened, I'll say a year ago. Yeah, the same way. I mean, I was the only lady, and all the other people, well, they are video guys and then other photographers too. I can see that the guy was deliberately fighting me. I don't know, because with videos, no matter what, if I cross one camera, the other one is shooting. So I know that it wouldn't be a big issue, because when you're editing, you still get some shot from the other camera. So when I was also struggling to get a shot, and the guy was like just crossing me. So I decided to also cross him. And he was like, if you want to, what I'm doing, he also knows how to do it. So he can do something to me. He can also cross me and what. Like, unfortunately, I don't remember all the words. I don't know why I've forgotten it. But he said something. He said something that really got to me, and I replied him. I don't remember what I even said, but I know that we were exchanging words, kind of. So, like, these are the only two instances that I would say that, I can remember. Aside that, I mean, I've also met guys who were very kind to me on the job. So, yeah.
I like the fact that you're sharing some of your experiences while working as a woman in the field, and I'm sure other women may be watching.
There's one experience.
Okay,
I don't know whether to add it. As a woman, every month we go through a cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So sometimes it's really difficult when it gets to that time of the month.
Yeah.
And I have to be out there. And I even forget that it's today. If I say that, I hope you all understand. Yeah. And then you go, and whilst you are shooting, you have to, you are so engrossed in the work, and you even forget about yourself. You could literally feel that. You know what I mean? So, like, that's one big challenge for me. Like, that's when that happens, then I remember that being a woman doing this job is not that easy. That's one thing that, yeah.
Wow.
That's one thing.
Wow. Interesting conversation. And so, I was saying, I like the experiences you are sharing. I'm sure a lot a lot of people, a lot of women are watching this right now. They want some advice. They want to also be like you. They want to go into this field. What advice do you have for young women, even older women who want to venture into this field of photography, videography?
When you say like they want to be like me, it's like I'm already there.
Oh, you are there. I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't believe in the talent you have.
I do, but it sounds good. But okay, so what I can say is, it takes passion to do this job. So if you don't have the passion, then I'm sorry. And also, but if you have the passion, then you will need resilience to stay in it and be consistent. That's all I can say.
Wow. So, in this job, there are times when you feel like giving up. Even I've had, countless times when, as a photographer, I've had countless times as a photographer, I'd wanted to give up. I'd wanted to go like, Charlie, I'm done. Let me just get like a full-time, like be employed somewhere else because Charlie, this is not working. I was just tired. I was frustrated. So I can even imagine it might be even more on your side. What keeps you going, or what kept you going through these years? What was that thing that kept you going?
First of all, I'll say God. I'll say God because there have been moments where I felt all alone. My family didn't understand what I was doing because for my family, I'm the only one that went to the university at the time. So now we are two graduates, but at that time I was the only person that went to the university. So they didn't understand why, like, a university graduate would come out and be a photographer. So I didn't get the support from my family. I was all alone. But what really kept me going was God and the vision. You know, you can just picture. You see the picture and that's all you're focused on. And so that kept me going. And the fact that I think naturally I'm just an artist, so when I started, I wasn't making any money. But the fact that I take a picture, back then it didn't look that good, but I mean, it looked good to me. I was happy. When I take it, I'm like, I've also taken a picture, it looks good. And I had a few people around me who were J-Loops. Let me mention his name, David J-Loops, shout out to you. He's one of the people who really, really like. So when J-Loops, when I take a picture, we say, wow, like, you know, every time it's like my pictures are just nice to him. But now if I look back at those pictures, I'm like, what did this guy see that was wowing him? So he really encouraged me. I'm sure maybe back then we didn't have a lot of good photographers. So yeah, maybe he was genuine about his expression. But now when I look at all those pictures, I always ask myself.
Did he take those pictures?
Yeah. So I don't know. God kept me going. That's all I can say because I don't think I ever felt like giving up. Yeah. And that has to be God.
Yeah. With Christ the vessel, trust me, you smile at the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes you feel like I'm in church now. This profession or this field is a male-dominated field. I mean, so financially as a woman, how easy is it to enter into a field like this for someone who's now a woman who's now starting?
Well, I'll say it depends. For me personally, when I started, I didn't have anything at all. So it was very difficult. And this field is a capital intensive field. So you can imagine. But if you are a woman and you come from maybe a well-to-do family, and they can support you with equipment. I mean, that would be a good starting point for you. But then if you don't have that privilege, you can start by, I mean, like I met BK Hazel and I joined his team, something like that. I mean, look out for people who are doing well and then express an interest in joining their team. Not to start, don't think about making money from the start, but just serve and learn. And then in the process, if you have the passion, you will definitely get there. You get to a point where you start making the money. So it's all about consistency.
Wow.
I haven't started making money yet. Let me say that. Yeah. I haven't got to them yet.
Okay. So, yeah, before we end this conversation, Billy, I want to know, I mean, there are, apart from you, there are other female photographers out there in Ghana or maybe in the world that you look up to. So can you mention some and also tell me also how to stand out as a female photographer in these times of, you know, great competition where jobs are really hard to get and all that. How do you stand out? How do you stand tall as a woman?
Okay, so I don't have too many of them. When I started, I looked out for a few. Coffee Praise was one of those people back then who was actively involved in the field, and I reached out to her. Okay, there's another woman, the sports journalist, Senue Jom Adadivo. She's also one person that inspires me. I really like. She's a friend of mine on Facebook. I haven't met her yet physically. She's also one of the people. So those are the two people when I started that I looked out for. But outside Ghana, I would say T.Y. Bello. I just like her works. Yeah.
Yes. Guys, I just remembered, apart from photography, I believe is also a good singer. She sings, I'm advertising her singing talent too as well. I mean, I think maybe I'll let you give us a line. Just a line of your one of the last song you recorded, the one you showed to me in the office.
Okay, so how to stand out as a female photographer?
Okay, so you've not got it there. You have asked.
Let me add that one. When I started, I would say I made a few mistakes because it's a male-dominated area. There's a tendency that as a woman, you know, you begin to act like a man because you want to kind of be at par with it. I think along the way I was doing something like that. But now I've realized that I'm a woman. Let me do it a woman way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's number one advice I'll give any woman who would want to go into photography. Just be a woman, shoot like a woman, act like a woman, and act like a lady. Don't be pressured into acting like a man because you find yourself in the midst of a lot of men. No. And also have a niche, have your own style of shooting. That will also make you stand out. Don't be pressured into copying other people's work. You can learn a few things here and there, but don't try to do everything the person is doing. Just try and, come up with your own style of, doing your work, and it will make you stand out. And people will come for you. If you are consistent at it, they will notice you.
Okay. Yeah, so Believe is always, before we end, something I didn't tell her I was going to do. Believe is always listening to music while she's editing, and she always has headphones in her ears. Every time I come to the office, she's singing. And so today I said, oh, let me give her the opportunity to sing to our viewers. So, and she sings in church as well.
I don't have any song in my mind.
So any song? I like the song. The song you sang on your birthday. That was a very lovely song.
Okay. So I won't sing the whole thing, but Okay. I've lost some good friends along life's way. Some loved ones departed in heaven to stay. But thank God I didn't lose everything. I've lost faith in people who said they cared. In the time of my crisis, they were never there. But in my disappointment, in my season of pain, one thing never wavered, one thing never changed. Oh, I never lost my hope.
Oh. Wow, wow, wow. Don't you love that? Don't you love that? Wow, 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 wow. I think you should come up with an album. Or, like, this is serious.
I have the desire, but it's not easy. You have to wait on God for
Wow.
songs.
Wow, wow.
Songs that will touch people.
Yes.
I pray for that grace.
I
It
pray
will
for
come.
that grace too.
Sometimes I feel like the songs are coming, but my mind is so busy.
Wow.
It's not easy, but
Wow,
we'll get there.
Wow. All too soon, we've come to the end of our discussion here. Definitely she'll be back. She'll be back again. Most of the time she's behind the camera, but today I decided to bring her in front of the camera so we'll have a discussion to have a feel of what's like when we put clients under pressure.
You will edit this video. I won't edit it.
Right. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, you subscribe, click on the notification bell for updates for our next video. Until then, see you.